Hey everyone, Cosmic Mango here, your favorite mango from outer space. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some fantastic green colored cards for the Commander format that are superb and can be bought on a total budget. These 5 cards are all budget friendly and you need to try them out. Trust me, you won't regret it. Before we get into the list, if you are new to the channel, would you please consider subscribing? I'm getting close to 500 subs and making that milestone would be amazing. Okay, enough of me waffling, let's get into the list. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Number 1, Bramble Sovereign. A Dryad creature that costs 2 green and 2 generic mana to cast. It has 4 power and 4 toughness, and it says the following. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 generic and 1 green mana. If you do, that creature's controller creates a token that's a copy of that creature. Okay, this is actually so good. I mean, imagine, every time we cast one of our big, beefy creatures, we can make a copy of it for just 2 additional mana. We are playing green. Our mana is usually stacked in green, so paying an extra 2 really doesn't hurt us much at all. And it's very achievable in green. You can buy this card for around $1.50. Number 2, Nalheid Ferox. A beast creature that costs 2 green and 2 generic mana to cast. It has 6 power and 6 toughness, and it says the following. Hexproof. You can't cast non-creature spells. 2 generic mana. Nalheid Ferox loses all abilities until the end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. If a spell or ability opponent controls causes you to discard Nalheid Ferox, put it onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. Okay, a lot of text here. At first glance, you may think this card is pretty trash, but personally, I think it's actually a highly underrated card. For starters, for just 4 mana, we're getting a 6/6 creature here with Hexproof. Okay, we get penalized slightly with the non-creature spell part, and yes, any player may pay 2 mana to delete our Hexproof effect for a turn. However, I think that also means we can pay 2 generic mana to then be able to cast non-creature spells. Pretty cool, huh? Also, from experience, people don't really pay 2 mana to make this thing lose Hexproof. It doesn't really affect them too much, because they're going to have to pay 2 mana to get rid of the Hexproof, then pay more mana to cast a removal on it. It's just not worth it. But someone might, I don't know. I won't. Furthermore, this thing can be cheated into play for free if an opponent makes us discard it, which can be pretty hilarious at times. And yes, I am looking at you, Tiny Bones. You can buy this card for around 20 cents. Number 3, Scavenging Ooze. An ooze creature that costs 1 green and 1 generic mana to cast. It has 2 power and 2 toughness, and it says the following. For 1 green mana, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, put a 1/1 counter on Scavenging Ooze and you gain 1 life. I've spoken about this wonderful card before. I really like this ooze. This creature is incredibly powerful. Being able to remove a card from a graveyard for just 1 green mana is huge, and we can do it multiple times per turn, as long as we have enough mana to spend. Then, if the cards we exile are creatures, the ooze then gets buffed up with a 1/1 counter, and you also gain 1 life. So much good card text on this card. You got to love this cute little ooze. I think it shines massively in pretty much all formats of Commander, but really it can shine a lot in the cEDH format, as exiting cards are just ridiculously good, especially in the cEDH format. Anyway, yeah, you can buy this card for around 30 cents, total bargain. Number 4, Yiva, Nature's Herald. A legendary elf shaman creature that costs 2 green and 2 generic mana to cast. She has 4 power and 4 toughness, and says the following. Flash, you may cast a spell at any time you could cast an instant spell. You may cast green creature spells as though they had flash. Flash is devastatingly powerful, and a brilliant way to catch people by surprise. The other cool thing about Flash is the ability to hold your mana until the end step of whichever player is just before you in the turn cycle. Yiva is a lot of fun, and she's brilliant at helping us in multiple scenarios, such as dropping a blocker down with Flash. She also is legendary, which means she can be played as your commander if you wish. You can buy this card for around $1.50. Number 5, the final card on this list. Gore Claw, Terror of Kral Sismar. Sismar? Kal Sismar? Anyway, yeah, Gore Claw. That's such a cool name. So Gore Claw is a legendary bear creature that costs 1 green and 3 generic mana to cast. It has 4 power and 3 toughness, and it says the following. Creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 generic less to cast. When Gore Claw, Terror of Kral Sismar attacks, each creature you control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and gains trample until the end of turn. Alright, a big bear that can swing for damage, reduce the casting cost of multiple big green creatures, and can buff up our squad, giving them +1/+1 and trample. What is not to love with this amazing bear creature? And it only costs us 4 mana to cast. This thing is crazy good. Really, really good. Plus, the art is pretty badass. I mean, look at those gigantic paws. And the name is so cool. Gore Claw. Yeah, so you can buy this card for around $1 as well, which is totally budget friendly. Definitely worth picking one of these up. Okie dokie, my friends, that is the end of my list. Do you agree with my choices? Do you have any other recommendations you would like to share? If so, please share it in the comment section below. It is always fun to read your comments. I try my best to answer as many of the comments that I can. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It will help you be updated for more of my future content. As always, take care and goodbye.